Welcome. In this video, we'll be discussing how to use the distributive property to remove parentheses. So before we get into actually how to use the distributive property, what I want you to understand is what it's used for. So if you'll notice example number 1, we're multiplying 7 by a group of terms. And if you notice that group, according to order of operations, I'm supposed to do w minus 9 first. Well, w minus 9 is as simple as you can get. I can't combine these two terms, so I can't really convert this into a single term. This is as simple as it gets. So the first purpose of the distributive property is to get around order of operations. And then the second purpose is what we alluded to earlier. It's actually related to the first, is to remove parentheses without affecting value. What I mean by that is it's sort of like when we multiply the top and the bottom of a fraction by something. If it's the same something, we haven't changed the value of the actual fraction. So to show you at least how it works or why it works, we're going to go through the example 2 times 3 and think about what that means. Well, going back to multiplication, there's two ways to interpret this, so I'm going to interpret it as two groups of 3. So in other words, I have a 3 plus another 3. I have two groups of 3. So applying this same idea to a problem where I'm multiplying a number by a group of terms, suppose I were multiplying 2 times x plus 4. Well, what this would mean is I have two groups of x plus 4s. So that would give me x plus 4 plus another x plus 4. I've got two groups of these x plus 4 terms. If I combine like terms, well, there's really this is just x plus 4 plus another x plus 4. And if I combine like terms, that gives me two x's and two 4s. Well, is there a shortcut? Could I have gone somehow from this expression to this expression down here? Well, if you'll notice, basically all I did was I took 2 times the first term, 2 times x, and then I took 2 times the second term, and then the sign in the middle in this case was addition. That operation stayed the same. Okay, let's see if we can use that fact to assist us in doing number 1. Oh, and by the way, if I want to simplify this a little bit more, 2 times x is the same as just 2x. 2 times 4 is the same as just 8. So this would be the simplest form of that expression. So let's use that same idea to do number 1. So when I'm using the distributive property, I always use arrows to indicate what I'm multiplying. So if we use the shortcut, I take the number on the outside times the first term, so that gives me 7 times w. The operation stays the same, so in this case it's minus. And then I take the 7 times the second term, and in this case 7 times 9 is 63. So I'm going to leave it as 7 times 9 in the first line, and then I'm going to simplify as much as I can. So 7 times w, a shorthand way to write that is just 7w. 7 times 9, as I just stated, is 63. And that's as far as I can go. There are no like terms there. Alright, let's try one more, and then I'll have you guys try a couple examples. So number 2, again, using the same trick. 5 times x is 5 times x. The plus stays the same. And then 5 times 4 is my second term. So if I consolidate, 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, I want you to try now number 3 and number 4. Pause the video and then restart after you've given those a try. Okay, so for number 3, if we do 11 times 4y, again the subtraction stays the same. 11 times 7 is the second term. And now if I consolidate, well, I can do 11 times 4, that's 44, and I'm still multiplying by y at the end, so I'm going to write that just as 44y. And then the second term, 11 times 7, is 77. So for number 4, same thing. I'm going to multiply the guy on the outside times the first term on the inside. So that's x times 2w. And then the minus stays the same. And then I'm going to multiply the guy on the outside by the second term. So I'll have x times 5y. And then when I'm cleaning this up in the consolidation step, it's more conventional to have the coefficient, the number first, and the variables last. So I'm going to write this as 2 times x times w. And then the second one I'm going to write as 5 times x times y.